close. What's going on, everybody? Kelly and I am bringing you a brand new video today. So I'm actually back up here in Michigan just for the day, and we are actually at my home course once again, Seitz Middle School. I'm gonna be out here playing a quick 9 holes. I'm actually going to do something a little bit interesting this time. So today what I'm gonna be doing is actually doing a round of only forehands. So all of my drives, all of my approaches will be forehand only. The putting today will be with the putting putter and my normal putting stance, but then everything else today is going to be forehand on this front 9 here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get a back 9 in, but either way, we're gonna be playing the front 9 here today at Seitz Middle School. So let's get into it. I apologize in advance for the noise in the background. It's super windy out here today. I guess there was a bad storm that rolled in here this morning, so it's probably going to be a little wet. I'll have to see about the back holes actually to see how wet they actually are, if they are at all. But I already see a couple trees that are down, so we may have to adjust some of the holes or play around the trees. So it's going to be pretty cool actually. One here at Seitz. This one is going to be right down there. I believe this one is about 280 feet. So like I mentioned here today, I'm going to be throwing forehand onlys on all of my drives here today. A lot of the tee pads have a ton of water on them from a storm that happened this morning. So I'm going to probably more than likely tee off from behind where the tee pad is normally. And then, like I said, it's super windy out here. And right now on hole 1, we're going to have a straight headwind. So I'm going to go with my S-Line DD3. I'm gonna pump it out on the left side here and hopefully have it crash more towards the basket and hopefully not flip this thing over too much with this headwind. Yeah, we flipped that over a ton actually. Kind of sketchy on the tee pads because there's a lot of mud and they're pretty slick and there's not actually a tee pad, it's just the ground actually. So we're gonna have to try and throw a forehand approach to get up and down on hole 1 here. So you can see we're still pretty far away from the basket actually. I'm gonna take my more overstable A3, just a nice little forehand up shot, and hopefully we park this one under the basket. Whoa, that was a bad toss. It's gonna be tucked behind the tree on that one. So like I mentioned, all my putting today is going to be my normal stance. We're not gonna be putting forehand here, but we do have probably a 15-footer to hit this par actually, but we're kind of tucked up on the tree, so let's see if we can put this thing in. Oh, just off to the right. So I'm actually just up in Michigan for the day. I had to come up here for something from Cincinnati. I actually just got back from vacation as well. I was down in Tennessee hanging out at a place called Norris Lake. Super cool spot. Had a very good time out there. Wanted to get out here and play since I haven't played in quite some time. As you can tell from that first hole, we unfortunately took a bogey, but that's okay. Conditions out here are a little weird right now. I've already seen a lot of, like I said, the tee pads right now are underwater. I already seen a huge down tree that I'll show you guys on hole 4, and as well as the back being almost completely underwater. It looks like. I'm hoping that we can still get in the holes, but if not, we'll figure something out either way. But let's get into hole 2 here. All right, hole 2 is straight down there. I'm gonna throw my more overstable Andrew Marweed Firebird here, just so that we can make sure that we get the finish that we need. I'm gonna take this one out pretty wide here. The wind is coming into us this way. As of right now, that's at least what it feels like. So let's see if we can get this one close to the basket and hopefully get a birdie here and make up for that bogey on hole 1. Threw it a little too high, but it did have a nice roll towards the basket. We should have an open putt at the putt for birdie there. So I hope you all have been enjoying the content so far. I've been loving making these YouTube videos, as well as taking some of the clips that we get out here and putting them out on TikTok. Make sure to link my TikTok down in the description below. So we're gonna be a little short here for this, so we're definitely gonna have to take a jump putt at the basket and hopefully make this birdie. Normally I don't like taking bogeys at this course at all, just because it is such a short course, a beginner course, but not have playing for about a week now. I'm all right with that, and we'll move on and try and hit this birdie on hole 2 here. Oh, just off the top of the basket. I thought that was going in. All right, +1 going into hole 3. These types of rounds where I would throw only forehands off the drive and forehands for all my approaches is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now to help improve my forehand even more. I would say that my forehand over the last year has improved immensely, and it's actually gotten better than my backhand for longer drives. I definitely throw farther forehand now, but I wanted to do a challenge like this to see if I can shoot as good as I do throwing backhand as well as forehand at the same time, but only doing forehand for this round. Yeah, let's see what we can do here on hole 3. So for this one, I'm gonna stand off to the left side of the tee pad because as you can see, tee pad is super wet and muddy. I don't want to slip and fall and eat it. So the basket is just straight up the middle, up these trees right here. I'm gonna take a forehand off to the left. Take my 750 A3 here and just shoot it off towards the left side here and let it crash into the basket on the right side there. Oh, that tree kick helped so much. I actually was gonna be way shorter, but that tree kicked off to the left and kicked it more towards the basket. We're gonna have a tester to try and get this birdie here on hole 3. Too high. Clean up the par and move on to hole 4. This one's looking wild. 4 is looking like the first hole that we're going to have to change up a little bit. There's a massive tree that has actually fallen down from the storm this morning. I'm going to turn and show you guys this. This is crazy. Basically a whole tree fell down here. As you can see, that whole tree fell down from right there. And then this is the tee pad for hole 4. And then you can see the basket right down there, and then also a lake right behind it. So we're gonna have to figure out how to maneuver a forehand down here, because normally I would go up the left side where that tree actually is, but I think I'm gonna have to do a turnover forehand down the middle and hopefully not end off too far to the right, because we do have water down there as well. So I'm gonna take the 750 A3 and I'm gonna try and go up this middle to right side gap, and I'm gonna try and turn this A3 over on this angle here and let it finish back to the right. Oh, I went off to the left too far. I did make it through the tree right here, but I'll be unfortunately off to the left side here, but we should have an open look at the basket. So this is actually the first time I've had to play this hole ever like that. So I'm not disappointed in the throw, but I'm not stoked on it. We'll see what we can do. We are going to have a small approach to the basket and hopefully not go too far behind the basket because it is a straight lake back there, a small pond right now. Here, I'm gonna show you this tree once again. This is the tree that fell down. This thing is crazy looking. I've never seen anything like this out here. And I've been coming out here for like 4 or 5 years now, and I've never seen a tree fall down like that out here. So that is pretty wild. Hopefully they get somebody out here to clean that up, because I know a lot of times I was playing league night here on Mondays, so that'll be like a major obstacle actually for league night, which might be pretty cool. All right, like I said, I'm gonna be taking the forehand approach for all of my approach shots here today. So just take the A3 again and hopefully not go too far past the basket, because as you can see back there, there's a lot of water that we do not want to get in. Oh, we just hit the basket. That was so close to going in. That was a great approach shot. Let's go. One thing that I love about doing YouTube and having a camera out here is because if I'm out here by myself, there's nobody to see the cool shots that I actually get. Obviously that doesn't happen all the time, but it's just cool to see stuff like that happen, get it recorded and get it put out so that other people can enjoy the content that I'm filming out here. So I'm super stoked on that approach, and we'll definitely be able to clean up a par on hole 4 here. Wow, I'm stoked on that approach shot. Let's go. All right, so as you all can see here, hole 5's tee pad is completely underwater. We're not going to be able to play the official tee pad, but I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. Normally this tee pad is right where those ducks are chilling out right now. So we're gonna take a walk around the pond here and we're gonna go play. I'm gonna make a tee pad over here actually, that sometimes on league nights here on Mondays, they'll play a short tee pad over here. We'll just play that for hole 5 and we'll be good to go. Made a tee pad here with 2 of my discs. This is normally on Monday nights if we're trying to hit the ace pool at the end of the year. We'll typically move the tee pads up to somewhere over here. It might be farther back, might be closer up, I'm not really sure. That's where I'm gonna tee off at since the original tee pad is underwater. You can see the basket right there. It's only probably about 150 feet maybe. Or I'll bushnell it and let you guys know what it actually is. Okay, bushnell says it's about 205 feet from the tee pad that I made. So I'm actually gonna take my brand new 2021 Sexton Firebird at this hole. Even though it's 200 feet, I wanna see if I can actually get an ace out here. And so we're gonna try and send this thing up there and get an ace with this Sexton Firebird. That is way too far. Definitely threw that one a little too far there, put a little bit too much power and turned it over a little bit too much. When I first started throwing forehand is I naturally turned everything over, and that's what a lot of beginners do. They take a very overstable disc, they turn it over so that they can get a full flight out of the disc. What I would suggest doing if you're a beginner trying to learn the forehand is actually take a flippier disc, whether that be a mid, a putter, or even a fairway driver, and trying to learn the angles of the forehand actually before just grabbing a super overstable disc and trying to force the disc to get the flight that you're looking for. That's what I hear a lot, so that's just a quick tip that I would give myself if I was trying to learn the forehand all over again. Oh, so close. So hole 6 here is also going to be one that I've not really ever thrown a forehand on. You can see it just down right there. I'm going to go off to this right side with a turnover forehand. I'm gonna go with the standstill turnover forehand shot with my less stable A3. One, like I said, I've not thrown forehand on too much, so hopefully we can get somewhere near the basket and have a putt at it. Ooh, not bad. We'll definitely have a pretty good birdie putt at it. There we go, got our first birdie, and that'll put us back at even now. So hole 7, it's gonna be the longest hole here on the course, just a little over 300 feet straight down there. Tee pad is extremely muddy, so I'm gonna have to be super careful on this one. I'm gonna take my S-Line DD3, pump it off to the left side here, and hopefully have it come back towards the basket and miss all those trees. Just gotta be, like I said, super careful on the tee pad here, super muddy. Ooh, nice flight out of that with the tee pad situation here. Picked off a tree just at the end, so we should have a pretty good putt at it. Who has already got the basics down of doing a forehand, and you are moving up to more overstable, faster speed discs, I highly recommend checking out an S-Line DD3, or I usually throw a Zeus as well from Discraft. Both are great discs, very similar in flight as well from what I've thrown for my arm speed, so I would definitely check those two out if you're looking for a more advanced forehand type disc. So we actually gave ourselves a really good chance at birdie here. You gotta be kidding me. No luck with the baskets. Well, maybe just bad putting as well. So hole 8, another shorty here, just straight ahead. This is gonna be another standstill forehand shot for me. I'm gonna flex it over just a little bit and hopefully get this thing very, very close so we can get a birdie. Ooh, gonna be off to the right just a tad bit. Gonna have a little tester here. Oh, just short. Hole 9. And the final hole here of the forehand only challenge. Stand off to the left of the tee pad on this one, and I'm gonna go straight up the middle at this with the A3 and turn it over just a little bit and have it hopefully give it a little bit of an ace run. Should be pretty parked for birdie there. Woo! Snuck that one in. Going to conclude the forehand only round challenge out here at Seitz. We actually ended up going one down through the front 9 here, which is fine by me, especially under these conditions with the wind and having to play different tee pads and such like that because of the big storm. But I want to thank you all so much for tuning in here. Make sure you leave a like down below. Leave me a comment on what other challenges you would like to see in the future here on the channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button because there's going to be more videos coming. So we will catch you all in the next one. See ya.